Welcome back to Sonoma and Velocity Invitational number 4. And we're looking forward to Group 4 coming up. That's 63 to 69. We've got a representative here from Intrepid Racing, Bert Skidmore. First of all, before we head out on this one, we're going to talk a little bit about this. But how did you set this up, or how did Intrepid come to be? What do you do?
Intrepid came to be, it started in 82 or 83. I started in 84. A doctor started it, and I purchased it from him in 1989. He had, his name was Dr. Celia. He had a 250 LM, had a 250 TR, had the Niki Lauda 312 T2 car.
Oh, wow.
That Chris McAllister owns now.
And it's here
It's here,
weekend,
yeah. In fact, I rebuilt that engine 30 years ago when Lou had it.
Nicky wasn't nice on it.
No, he wasn't. So, but we started, with Lou's cars. He had a half a dozen cars and turned it into a Ferrari repair shop and vintage race shop, and it's been really good ever since.
Given the amount of historic racing just in California alone, it was a spot-on business to come up with, or at least have the expertise in.
Absolutely, absolutely.
No question. And I'm sure it's gone from strength to strength. So what are you working this weekend, for example? You just mentioned the Ferrari that is here, but what have you worked on
we've got
for here?
6 cars here. We have 2 McLarens. We've got M8 M8C for Nick Colonna. We've got an M8E for Beau DeBard. We've got 2 cars in this group. One is Nick Colonna with the big block Corvette, 67. I think it's a number 16 car. Yeah, it's 16 car. And then we have his son driving an Alfa, although he didn't feel well this morning. So Mike Miller is driving his car, which is an Alfa GTV, which is number 46. We should keep an eye on him because he's a great driver.
Okay.
He should be coming up through the field. I don't know where he's gridded, but he should be coming up through the field. He's an awesome driver.
Well, still here with us, Adam Smith from Auto Mundial, the editor of. And Adam, your job is to deal with modern cars, and yet this event, surprisingly, I'm sure for you, has got quite a few latest models here. McLaren launching a car yesterday, Ford are here in Might. So there's a lot to look at from your point of view as well.
Absolutely there is. There's Polestars here as well.
Yes.
There's all these new hypercars. There's some fantastic stuff, but for me, despite my job, I do love the old stuff.
Of course you do. Well, and like I said, it's a fantastic lesson in how things innovated and how they came to be. And I'm learning bit by bit how the Americans took a lot of our European cars and sort of changed them, made them in their way more competitive, but also raced against Lotuses and Lolas and so on and so forth, and Alphas, and made it their own. And also, I think our nostalgia, if you will, is growing up with Hollywood movies and seeing the likes of Steve McQueen, Paul Newman, you name it. And obviously, the Porsche is ever, in our heads, James Dean's, etc., etc. So we kind of come with an appreciation from the movies we've watched and grown up with, and you guys get starry-eyed about an MG, which is great.
Well, absolutely. I mean, we don't get most of these muscle cars in the UK,
no.
But you can ask any Englishman and they'll point out a Mustang or a Camaro. Yes. We love that sort of stuff, as you say, on TV. Dukes of Hazzard, things like that. And then movies, Smokey and the Bandit, Bullet, all that sort of great stuff.
I comment regularly on historic Trans Am, and we do have the Talladega Nights car.
Oh, fantastic.
With the windshield covered. Now, this race, I'm glad you're here for this, Adam, because this race yesterday between these 2 cars, or 3 cars, I should say, the 2 Ferraris, the yellow and the red there, which are unobtainable, no question. And I love that line from Fitzsimon Horatio saying, "I've got 40 million plus behind me in the mirror. Help!" But he did a hell of a job in that Lotus to hold them off. And we got a heck of a race, and I think we're going to do the same again. But this is just a cracking combination. Group 4, away they go to the green flag, and immediately Ferrari. Gunnar Jeanette takes the lead, but a Corvette follows him hard. Is that the yeah? That's the split window. Yeah. 63.
Yeah, the plucky little Lotus didn't quite have the legs on the bigger engines there.
Not quite.
But see what it can do through some of the tighter stuff.
What do you like working on, and what do you don't like working on, or what's hard to work on?
Ferraris are pretty tough. It seems like when you have to take something off, you got to take like 4 or 5 things off before you get there. They're all good to work on. It's enjoyable.
And how many people have you got working with you?
We've got, there's 5 of us. Yeah. I'm actually looking for another tech. And like I said, it's very difficult to find, good help. People don't seem to want to work on cars anymore.
Well, put out the email, put out the advert,
Yep.
because I would have thought for somebody who's interested in cars, it would be an absolute education.
It's a great place to work. Reno's a great area.
Yep.
It's really cool.
I'm sure this will be the place to find someone as well, maybe.
Absolutely, yeah.
So away we go then, and Horatio Fitzsimon, who did such a good job, yesterday, is now back at it again and comes alongside that much more powerful Corvette, and power down. The Corvette says, "Get out of my way." But watch him roll through the corners here in the slow sections of this racetrack. The Corvette already struggling to weave from side to side. Beautiful car, that number 17.
I'd still put my money on Horatio. I think he's gonna get him.
I think you're absolutely right. Well, we're looking at the number 9 for the first time. This is a Ferrari 250 LM from 1965. Rob Walton at the wheel, the man from Scottsdale, Arizona.
Great driver. He's really good.
Yeah. Well, you need to be, don't you?
You do, yeah. Rob's got a ton of cars, and he drives every one of them, really fast, really well.
Now, let's see the grunt of the Corvette.
No,
Here it is. Whoa, nicely cut off.
He'll stay in front of him now. He's got to go after that LM now, and he will.
Yeah, like you say, there's a hint in the word invitational, but that said, these guys are racing hard. Look at these cars here. The fans just drawing in. What a great place to spot from up there. Sit in your car, and away you go.
It's unbelievable how many people are here.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome, yeah.
And it's a great spectator circuit as well. You can
see so much. Yep,
so
absolutely.
Much
Yep. No, it's great. Yeah, if you go up above turn 2 or turn 3, you can pretty much see the whole track.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
When Pato O'Ward took that 2008 Lewis Hamilton winning McLaren out last afternoon, there was people running. We're right down in the media center looking out over turn 1. We've got a fantastic view. But people were literally running to the front of the grandstands to get a glimpse of it. And that just shows real proper fandom. They're not here just for a casual glass of wine. They're actually here to watch the race.
Yeah,
and it's great.
Oh,
very
absolutely.
cool.
I mean, there aren't many places where you can see cars like this really going for it.
Yeah.
Several £1 million Ferraris versus little Lotuses and big muscle cars. It's
yeah,
fantastic.
and this particular track, they're going to repave it in February, but it goes back to the late 60s, and it was Sears Point back then, but it's had everything from NASCAR, IndyCar, you name it, and of course the drag strip here as well. So it's had its fair share of American muscle over the years. Trans Am had a huge period here. Whoa! Yep, that's oversteer, folks. He got it. Good catch.
Sears Point's had some really good driving schools here.
Yep.
One of my first schools that I took was here, and it was Bob Bondurant back in the day.
Yep. Still going strong.
Yep.
Amazing. So that little Lotus doing what the little thing can and absolutely muscling that car.
It looks great out there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It really does.
So poised.
And of course, in the classic Lotus colors, the yellow and green. That Corvette hasn't dropped off, and the Ferrari's still there too. So it is Gunnar Jeanette leading in the Berlinetta GT. Simon in the Lotus 26R. Patrick Byrne in third of the Chevrolet Corvette from 1963. And then Rob Walton in the Ferrari 250 LM. And please, but if there's anything that you want to point out, I'm looking at Alex McAllister in that number in 8th position in the Cobra. Anybody else you want to?
Horatio's looking good. He's just taking the lead. He passed Gunnar on the outside going into the carousel. How about that? That's pretty cool.
Gunnar won't like that.
He won't like that at all.
Well, Gunnar's got a great history too. His father started a restoration of Ferraris, of Porsches. Whoa! What are you doing in the dirt?
Oh,
but that looks like something's gone wrong as well. No, it's just dirt. Okay, good.
Here we go. Here we go.
On the inside now.
Yep. No.
He's not going to let him have it easy, is he?
We've got 7 more laps of this. Careful, boys. And if they get it wrong, that Porsche will, that Corvette will pounce.
Yeah, he's right there.
This is great.
That Corvette absolutely filling the mirrors of the Lotus.
I know. Well, we've got a Group 6 IMSA GT car as well out there. Another one of the red Greenwood wide-body 1977 Chevy Corvettes. We've also got a Group 4 B production car, a Sebring Silver 63 Corvette. That's the 17 you're watching right this moment.
That Corvette's got to be a handful to drive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it sounds absolutely phenomenal as well. The V12 Ferraris sound good.
Yeah.
But that absolute thunder of that Corvette, we can hear it as it shakes our booth here.
And keep in mind, what is that Corvette has probably a 327, which is a 5-liter. The LMs are 3.3 liters. Much smaller. It probably has 350 horsepower compared to probably close to 500.
Yeah. That's a fantastic shot right there, isn't it?
Gunner's doing a great job. Here we go.
Here we go. On the inside here, on the...
If he can just hang with him, which he does, and then he'll get it going in the carousel.
Switch back.
That's what he did last time. And he can just stick there on the outside, and he'll do it.
Here we go, into the carousel. Ferrari versus
on
Lotus.
On the outside.
Go on.
Look at that. He won't have the legs going up the hill, but boy, what a great race.
It just looks so juxtaposed. Oh, not quite this time. Okay, we'll wait for another day. Yeah, we had Patrick Byrne in here, who's back in 3rd place at the moment, and doing a hell of a job. But he came and commentated as well yesterday, and so we'll keep an eye if he comes back. I'd love to see him again. But yeah, that split screen only made for 1 year, and I found out earlier this year just why that was, and it was actually an intern down in the sort of down in the bowels of Corvette, of Chevrolet, who came up with it, and it got to a lot of argument as to whether they should do it or whether they shouldn't do it, and why we have a split screen and all this sort of stuff. And they said, okay, everybody stop. And the boss said, we'll make a damn split screen. We'll do it for 1 more year, and then you have your way.
And then a lot of people didn't like it because when you look in the mirror, all you see is the body.
Yeah.
So they would cut that out and put a regular window in it.
Well, crazy. But now it's like become this, unicorn.
Yeah, it's the same with, split window Volkswagens.
Yeah.
Right down to Morris Minors,
Yeah.
It's, people love the unusual.
Yeah, a little touch that just makes the difference for them, yeah. Sets it apart from the field. Well, the race continues, 5 laps to go, and it is Ferrari versus Lotus. You can make your own film on that. Forget Ford versus Ferrari. We've lost. No, the other Ferrari's still there in 4th place.
Chasing down that Corvette. But yeah, what a battle for the lead this is.
That's superb. Yeah, we kind of focused on it yesterday as well. We should, because they've got away from the rest of the field. Rob Walton, funnily enough, in 4th place, has still got the fastest lap so far, and they're running in the 154s. That's pretty impressive. Lona still in 7th place, then McAllister 8th, Avia in 9th, and Goodman in 10th position. John Goodman in that 1964 Ford Cobra. Yeah.
It's pretty impressive that Rob Walton has the fastest lap so far. Wishing he'd get up to the front.
You weren't expecting that? You wouldn't expect that?
I thought he'd be up front. I really did, yeah. So maybe, who knows what's going on.
Well, this is the battle for 3rd, as you can see. And that beautiful Ferrari trying its damnedest. And like you say, fastest lap a moment ago. And Walton pushing it on here in the closing stages of this race. And let's see if he can
taking
get
a run on the Corvette.
Yeah.
I think he's got him. Here we go.
Well, he should
Here
do. Yeah.
The Corvette might have been holding him up too, so we can see if he's going to move up.
Catch up now, yeah. So nice little classic overtake at turn 11 then.
Textbook.
Yeah. Charles Neerberg also in this one in a Shelby GT 350 from 1965. Haven't seen much of him because we've been concentrating quite rightly on the battle at the front.
So obviously these are quite different cars in the way they're laid out. Do you know if they would have raced in period against each other?
I think they did, yeah.
Must have been just as amazing back then to see it as it is today.
Yeah.
The beautiful yellow Ferrari we're looking at in fourth, Rob Walton, actually competed in Targa Florio in Italy. Obviously, that amazing race. How they ever did that, I'll never know.
So Ratio just took the lead. We'll see if he can hold him off now. He got a good early start on that, so I think he's gonna hold him off. Oh, Gunner's going for it.
Go on.
Come on, Ratio. Come on. You got it. You got it.
Yep.
He should walk away from now, down through the S's.
Makes it stick. Now, let's see what happens.
Gunner's a little wide there.
Lotus comes into its own, isn't it?
Now they've got traffic, though. We've got an Alfa there, and we've got a couple of other cars, so it's going to get interesting now. And this is going to be skill. This is going to be strategy. Meanwhile, we've got this other battle for third.
Corvette got around Rob.
It's going to get a bit tasty, I think, in the end of this one.
I think it could.
Blue flags are waving.
Oh, here comes Gunner. No.
Yeah, I've watched Gunner drive so many different cars around the world, and he's put in some fantastic performances over the years. Yeah. Now, this particular Lotus 26R that you're looking at actually raced in period against the likes of Jim Clark and Sir Jackie Stewart in England at Alton Park, Crystal Palace, European Grand Prix, and also Brands Hatch in 1964. And it also won at the Rolex Motorsports Reunion against, again, V8-powered AC Cobras and Mustangs. So it's got a history of doing just this.
Yeah, Ratio is a great driver.
It's fantastic to see a car that's been racing its whole life still doing what it does
still going,
best.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Chapman would be pretty proud to see what what his cars are still able to do all these years later. I got to say, if you took a Lotus like that, I mean, how now with the fact that Lotus, you know, it's gone, but where do you get the parts now for that? Or do they
you can still get them. You can still get them, and if not, you just have them made. There's so much,
And is that easy to fabricate?
Gunner's got it.
Go on, Gunner.
Can't make it stick.
What a great race. What a great race.
Superb.
We kind of joke about it, but you just got to throw money at it.
Yeah.
For making parts.
Yeah. Well, that's in a nutshell, isn't it? Really.
Gunner's taken the lead again.
Gunner,
what a great race.
This was one of the best races of yesterday, and it's turning out to be another great cracking race here. And everybody says, "Oh, it's just an invitational. It's just an exhibition." Nuh-uh.
Yeah, two more different cars you couldn't imagine, and look how closely matched they are.
Well, that's the beauty of historic racing. You would never have put these two together in terms of a race like this, but here they are, putting it together. And I think the track as well, with its nuances of the hills and the slower or mid-speed corners that they've got, obviously add a bit of traffic in there. This is great. So another lap completed. Now the fastest lap goes to Horacio Fitzsimon of 54.2.
Wow.
So he is pushing on. Walton moves up to third, Byrne in fourth. Now, that 73 we haven't spoken too much about. That's behind. That's that L88 Corvette from 65. Haven't seen that on camera because we've been watching this, quite rightly.
What's happened to Gunner?
No, that's a different car.
Oh,
okay,
is it?
Good.
Sorry.
Number 99, who is that?
99. That's Victor Avila.
Yep.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Ah, that's. Sorry, I got confused by the two.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
Only that Ferrari you're looking at, only 32 250 LMs were built, and that just gives you why it's ad infinitum. Yeah.
Very special car.
You know, when they first started building the 250 LMs, they were underpowered, and they went immediately to a 275, which obviously the 250 means 250 cc's per cylinder. If you do your math, it comes out to 3 liters. While they went to a 275, which was 3.3 liters. So they really should be called a 275 LM.
Funnily enough, it went to victory in 65 at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, but was fielded by Luigi Chiretti's North American racing team. And I read and saw that, obviously, in some of the movies that have come out about it. But that was a storied history, too, in 65. Obviously, 66 kind of up the level again, but that was an interesting story.
Yes.
Here we go, white flag, last lap. Let's see what we can do. Come on!
He's got to do it.
Simon.
Best place is coming into the carousel.
Yeah.
If you can hold him up, hold him off going into turn 7.
It's got a good position here as the drone is giving us a perfect vision of this.
Yeah, what a great shot.
Circuit. Yeah, that's a lovely shot. Now we start going downhill. And this is, look at the Lotus here, under braking, just doesn't have to brake quite as early as the Ferrari. Now he's going to tuck himself in, and as you say, this is exactly how he positioned himself for that outside move at the carousel.
He can go pretty deep, much deeper than the Ferrari.
And it's dusty out there. That's not the line. That's not easy. Now he switched back to the inside. He got on the dirt earlier. It's not quite, I think Jeanette's wise to it this time.
Yeah, one more shot in turn 7.
Gunner wants this.
Oh boy.
On the brakes.
Oh, and again, very wide indeed, but he holds it. You can see him fighting the wheel on the inside, getting a little bit
Wow.
swirly
A
through
great
there.
race.
He is squeezing everything out of that little Lotus.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is historic racing in its absolute finest.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
Boy, they've sure pulled away from the rest of the rest of the guys. Yeah.
Britain versus Italy in their classic colours of red and Lotus green and yellow. One more chance, perhaps. It's going to be
Under over.
Yeah.
There you go. Come on.
Go on. Run to the line. Here we go. But surely the Ferrari's got the advantage now.
Yeah. Oh,
And
what a
Gunner
great race.
Jeanette closes the door and takes victory here at Sonoma. Well done to Ferrari. Well, I'm sure it's not as auspicious as the 65 Le Mans win, but he'll take it. I think it was more hard fought, perhaps.
Yeah.
Rob stayed ahead of that Corvette, so he got P3.
And by the way, that's a Collier collection car, and as Simon said at the beginning, it's absolutely priceless, and I wouldn't want to put it in the hands of anybody but Gunner or someone as good, because there is no price tag on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's great that the owners still send them out here racing, isn't it? It's better out here than in a museum.
Absolutely. Adam, I know you're going to enjoy it. Is there a car you're going to go and look for because you haven't seen yet?
Yes, I'm going to actually go and look at that display of little triumphs at the end there.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, report back to us when done.
I shall do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bert, and thank you
guys.
What a great race. You
great
came for the right race.
That's wonderful. That was great, you guys.
And certainly Horatio got the fastest lap, but it was nip and tuck. They were both within 2/10 of each other. That's how close they were.
Who got the fast lap?
In the end, it was Horatio.
Yeah,
so
good.
Horatio Fitzsimon with second place, and in the end, Rob Walton third. So it's Gunner Jeanette with the win for Ferrari in the Berlinetta, and then Horatio Fitzsimon in that fantastic display with the Lotus from 1964.